Yeah, I know what you're thinking. You can get a job in the Middle East simply by trying or by magic, through others, or by a fluke. Remember that competition is everywhere. Some here, some there, but bam! Loy Machedo is the best.
All right, guess what? I finished watching Elon Musk's interview, 1 hour, 33 minutes. He was interviewed by this guy. What's his name? Andrew Ross Sorkin of the New York Times. Pretty young chap. Seems to be pretty famous. Interviews who's who. I've seen him many times. I didn't pay attention to his name. So anyway, I watched the 1 hour, 33 minutes interview. I didn't watch it at 1.5x speed or 2x speed. I watched it at its normal pace, and I was also taking down notes. Literally, as he was, giving the interview, taking down notes. And I'll tell you a couple of shocking things. What I found out when I did a Google search, as well as when I checked with the, like these AI, you'll be pretty surprised how censored Elon Musk is. So I'll share that with you. And how the media is not actually sharing with you what they are supposed to share. Okay, so I'll give you all these things. I had 86 points, but 86 points is too many. So I sat down and I refined it. Finally, I have 15 points. Okay, so I'll be sharing it in this video. The other thing that I'll be sharing with you is I also watched the launch of the Cybertruck. I saw 10 minutes. It's actually 27 minutes live, this thing, and the first deliveries are due. I'll give my thoughts about it. Okay. So what I'll do is, first I'll finish off with the Elon Musk Cybertruck launch. I'll give my thoughts. What do I think? Good, bad, ugly. And following that, I'll give you my thoughts about his interview, which is actually censored by the media, which I'm pretty surprised. Okay, so I'll give you that. And put down your thoughts below. Let me know your comments. Good, bad, ugly. Whether you agree, disagree, I would love to know. Okay, so if you're new to the channel, this tattooed face, me, I am a personal branding strategist. I help people get well-paying jobs in Dubai, UAE, Middle East, Saudi, Qatar, Bahrain, Oman, and people book my services for coaching, consulting. You might think that who the hell would come to a freak like you? Well, 7,000 videos are there. You can check my viewpoints, and then you will come to know why people come to me for coaching, consulting, training, or whatever. Okay, details are put down below. So let's move on to the Cybertruck launch first. Okay, this one I didn't make notes, but the Cybertruck, what I noticed is, for some reason, Elon Musk was kind of hyperventilating. Maybe he was excited, or maybe he was tired, or whatever. And he made a lot of claims, which I hope he doesn't get sued for. He claimed that it is faster than a Porsche 911 or faster than a sports car. It's more truck than a truck, or more stronger than a truck. In fact, he even had the, in the previous 4 years ago, when he did the truck launch, and he had one of his guys throw a metal ball, it smashed into the window. This time he said, let's do it again. And the crowd was cheering, all his fanboys were there. But if I was not mistaken, he didn't use a metal ball. He used a baseball, and it was bouncing. Because if he did with a metal ball, you need to watch that video. Huh? If you did it with a metal ball, it would hit and it would just fall down with a thud. He used a baseball, and when he hit it, it bounced. It was bouncing. So I was like, why didn't you do it with a metal ball? So that was the first question, and I don't know why nobody asked any questions in the comments. Okay, that was one. Maybe they'll do it later. The second thing is, he also showed that it's bulletproof, and this is where I'm kind of concerned maybe he might get sued. He showed I don't know what gun was that. He was saying if someone took a Tommy gun and they would empty it, nothing would happen. If you see the movies, the hero, the heroine, they hide behind a door and Normal cars, you can't do that. This one you can. So it is a matter of concern that if tomorrow someone actually endures bullets and it does go through, he might get into a little bit of, he might get sued. People are looking forward for free money anyway. Okay, so the glass part, then the bulletproof part. Overall, he has made it sound that this is faster than a sports car, this is stronger than a truck. This is, and he was also saying, the expert said it is impossible, finally it's possible. So yeah, he was happy, but I don't know why. I just have this gut feeling that among all the claims that he has made, I'm just concerned. I'm not trying to be pessimistic about it. That if someone does get injured or if someone does have a problem, he can end up with a lawsuit. That's my gut feeling. I feel that a lawsuit is waiting to happen. Lawyers would keep a track of whomsoever purchases these vehicles. And remember this, especially in the United States, lawyers love to sue others so that they can make their money. They make 33% or 35%, whatever. So anyway, watch the Cybertruck launch. There were too many fanboys here. They were, ooh, yay, yay, and all that. And they had video montages of showing the Cybertruck. And so overall, after 2-year delay, he has finally delivered it. Now, will it be a runaway success? Will it be having few problems? Will it have many problems? Will it have legal issues? Is the big question. So anyway, this was my view. Overall, congrats to Elon Musk. After 2 years of waiting, he has finally delivered it. But how many has he delivered? We need to know the exact numbers. Is it just the first 100 or first 1,000, or is it going to be a steady flow, or did he just give only 10? The exact numbers I'm still trying to find. If you know the answer, comment down below. Okay, so this was the Cybertruck. Now let's move on to the the controversial interview that the DealBook Summit that took place, DealBook Summit 2023. Now, the first thing I noticed is New York Times event, this channel, YouTube channel, they have actually turned off the comments. Okay, they turned off the comments, which I don't know if they do that for every video, but for this one they did it. And one of the key reasons why they did it is because of the this guy, Andrew Ross Sorkin, asked him the pretty controversial questions which other people were afraid to ask. Okay, about anti-Semitism. And in fact, I was pretty shocked when I Google searched and asked, try to verify some of the points. Remember, I told you 86 points I wrote. It is a complete whitewash. Like, if even in ChatGPT or OpenAI or Bing or anywhere where I typed about anti-Semitism, Elon Musk stating, some of them just refuse to answer. Sorry, we don't have the details. I mean, how can you not have the details? I'm putting in all the data, and it was like it was censored. And the best answers that I got in some of them was he spoke about Tesla, he spoke about a Boring Company, he spoke about SpaceX, he spoke about mission. It's all diplomatic answers. They didn't speak on the controversy. It is as if there's a massive media censor. Okay, that's what I noticed. All right, so the 15 points, there was a lot of laughter, there was a lot of jokes. I really have to commend Elon Musk for wanting to take the interview. I mean, if you actually compare to the Indian Prime Minister, Narendra Modi, he doesn't do interviews at all. This guy is actually doing interviews, and he was ready to speak on the tough, difficult topics that most people would hide behind. Uh, pretty good, fast thinker. That way, if you actually look at Dana White, Joe Rogan, whenever they make a mistake or whenever there's something of controversy, they don't hide behind those, especially Dana White and slapping his wife. That was one of the most controversial moments of his life, where many people thought he would be asked to step down, and he gave it left, right, and center. You must watch Dana White's interview. He's the CEO of UFC, Ultimate Fighting Championship. He had a fight with his wife where they were thinking she hit him and he hit her back on the face or something. So you need to see that. He didn't hide. Normally, men hide, especially in the West, and they apologize. Nothing. He apologized, and he confronted it straight just the very next day, where people thought he would never do it. Anyway, back to Elon Musk. So Elon Musk, he apologized for the misunderstanding of the anti-Semitic posts. He apologized not for his opinion. He apologized for the fact that he didn't take the time to actually think about it, okay, to word it properly. He said, if I could go back, I would have explained my stance and reworded it properly and not replied to someone. So I don't know, he replied to someone. So that's point number one. So he did apologize for the confusion it caused. He and he made it very clear, I'm not anti-Semitic. He also mentioned that the media was cherry picking. They only cherry picked what was misunderstood. Nobody featured the explanation that he gave later. He even said that I gave them a loaded gun to use against me. So that was point number one. Second one is he defended free speech on X, arguing that it was important for all the points, including people who spoke for Hamas or for Israel. He spoke, he said free speech is important, but obviously, I don't think anti-Semitic tweets would be allowed. Okay, so he defended free speech on X. Then point number three is, this one is being featured on almost every YouTube channel. That is him saying, fuck off. What? Go fuck yourself. Yeah, go fuck yourself, for people or the advertisers who try to pull out or try to blackmail him for money. And the guy was, Andrew Ross Sorkin was completely taken aback. He was shocked. He was embarrassed. He didn't know how to handle that part. So when he said, go fuck yourself, and Elon Musk repeated it twice, and he said it very explicitly. In fact, even called on Bob Iger. Iger, yeah. The CEO of Walt Disney, who was there in the audience. So he said that he was not going to bend over, indirectly paraphrasing him. But he did admit that if advertisers did pull out, Twitter would face closure. It would face bankruptcy. So that was the first time. And then he was asked by Andrew whether he would put his own money. I don't remember if he actually gave a specific yes, but he stated that if advertisers pull out and the company does die, then he's saying, I don't know why he used this term. He said Earth would come to know, the truth. Earth. I don't know why did he use that term, Earth, or instead of saying people would come to know the truth or whatever. So, but yeah, he stood his ground, and this is what Ben Shapiro, almost everyone on the right is advertising or talking about on YouTube. Okay, go fuck yourself. That part. Okay. He gave updates on Cybertruck, and at that interview, that time, when I watched it, I was pretty surprised that he's doing an interview now, and immediately after that, or the next day, he has a Cybertruck launch. Not many people would have done that, especially when there's an important launch. You don't want to be traveling or take on many other, schedules. So I was pretty surprised that even though he had the Cybertruck launch, he still appeared for the interview. And he did say that he did admit that, yes, I have made mistakes here. But he also said, when he asked him, do you regret giving all these optimistic promises? He said, what was that word? I'm a pathological optimist or something like that. That means I would rather be an optimist than be a pessimist. Okay. Then point number 5, he spoke against unionization. And he also said that his company treats all the employees like family. And if there was a need for unionization, then he said that is because then maybe Tesla deserves it. So according to him, if he treats his employees properly and they feel part of the family, there's no need for unions. And he didn't endorse unions anyway. Point number 6, he gave thoughts about technology. He spoke about the monkeys that were there in Neuralink. And he also said that when people came to check to see whether they're abusing the animals, he said it was more like a monkey paradise. It seems they were treated like royalty. And the monkeys that didn't die because of the Neuralink implants. They died because they were sick. So, well, I guess he had to speak a little bit of that. He also spoke on climate change, by the way. And he believes in climate change. I was kind of surprised. I was like, you believe? He also spoke, this is adding the point. He endorses Vivek Ramaswamy. And the interviewer told him, but Vivek does not believe in climate change. He thinks it's a hoax. He said, I don't agree with his view on that, but I definitely endorse him otherwise. Okay, so bit of contradiction there, but it was good to know that he is ready to support someone who doesn't agree 100% in all the areas. Okay, Musk, this one is pretty sensitive about artificial intelligence. He stated why he was first against AI. If you check his tweets, he was totally afraid and speaking against AI. But then he started endorsing, and now he's creating his own AI with some weird name, man. I can't remember the name right now. You can type it out. And he said that it was more like, to paraphrase, that anyway, it's going to happen. So might as well not run away from it, make it better, kind of thing. He also stated that he decided to create an open AI because he wanted to counter Google, DeepMind, and other companies that were getting into this venture. And he said he didn't want them to just have a monopoly. In fact, he made fun of OpenAI because he said that when they started off as non-profit, but now they are moving to 90 billion, which is focused only on profit. He said, how did they move from non-profit to profit? So, and I was surprised that he is not in favor of Sam Altman, because I thought Sam Altman was a good guy. He said no. He gave his reservations about him, and his buddy Ilya Sutskever, that guy who was part of the board. It seems that Elon Musk is this guy's his close friend, and he had made sure that he was part of the board. He supported him when they were creating the OpenAI. He is very highly educated, PhD in machine learning from the University of Toronto. I read some of his stuff. I mean, he is like really up there. You can Google search his name, Ilya, then space Sutskever. Check that out. I'll repeat the spelling again: Ilya space Sutskever. Okay, check him out. He's pretty influential. He has expertise in recurrent neural networks, RNN, natural language processing, NLP, not neuro linguistic programming, natural language processing, and everything and anything related to OpenAI. He has been part of it. So what he said is, if Ilya was concerned, and he even took the action to ensure that this guy, Sam Altman, was going to be replaced or removed, means there was something really serious. And neither Sam Altman nor Ilya has spoken up. In fact, he was asked, did you speak to him? Did you ask him what was actually wrong? He said, I've asked him, but he has refused to open up. So there is something strange going on, some really dark thing going on, which nobody's talking about. So that is a matter of concern. And you can actually see it on, Elon Musk's face, that he's concerned, he knows something is wrong, but nobody's talking. So that was pretty shocking. Okay. Number 8, as usual, colonization on Mars. He believed that he wanted to expand humanity not only on Earth, which I think is utter bullshit. How are you going to stay in Mars when you can't even make life on a desert? You can't. You have not done that. Why? Forget Mars. Try Moon. You're not even able to do Moon, which is closer. Or forget Moon. Do it on a desert. They are not doing A. They are not doing B. They are straight away going to Z. What nonsense, yeah. This is just hype. This is where, sometimes I kind of disagree with Elon Musk, selling you stuff that you cannot even. It's not going to happen in this generation or another 10. Simple. Make Earth sustainable. You're not bothered to make Earth sustainable, and you're planning to start life in a planet that doesn't have any. Stupidity. Common sense, yeah. Simple common sense. You have oxygen, you have resources, you have air, water, everything here. Make life sustainable here. What are you going to? That also, from here to Mars, how long does it take to go? What if you missed out the raw materials? What if you missed out, just say, a simple screwdriver and other things? What are you going to do, man? Yeah, you'll make 3D printing. Who's going to survive there? Robots? How are you going to communicate with them? The logistical issue, if you use your common sense, you would know that this is nonsense. Anyway, so and he was also of the opinion about that we are not the only ones. And he gave a simple statement about aliens. He said, we don't know. Yeah, we don't know. But anyway, focus on making Earth sustainable. Anyway, number 9 is he spoke of emotional and mental states. It seems that he had an existential crisis at the age of 12. He thought of committing suicide. He read Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker Guide to the Galaxy, which made him ask questions about the universe. He also stated that he struggled when he was young, but now he doesn't give a rat's ass. He's not bothered about keeping anyone happy. He even said that he doesn't mind being hated. Mentally very strong. So that was pretty the same. But he also did state that from now on, he's not going to engage with, as intensely as he used to, sitting and arguing with people. In fact, here was a funny thing. He said that he checks his phone once every 3 hours. And then comes another point, which is the next one. He checked his phone. That guy, Andrew, who was taking his interview, said, okay, show me your phone and just check the screen time. He checked and he showed. And then he admits, oh, this is a new phone. So that made me think that Elon Musk is so concerned about his security that every time he changes his phone, maybe every week or whatever, so it's never the same phone. Because when they checked this phone, screen time, it said only 1 minute, but then he said the whole week is only 4 minutes. And then he told that guy, I might be using it for 1 hour per day or something like that. So that was something that really blew my mind. This guy is so concerned about his security. He changes his phone. Who knows? Phone, SIM card, maybe networks. You never know. Okay. This one was pretty shocking. Point number 11, Musk's opinion about the government. He was not very happy with Joe Biden's administration. And he was asked, why are you supporting the Republicans or far right? And to that, he said, he gave us a very simple example. He said, when they had an electrical car or electric energy summit or something like that, the exact term I don't know, they didn't allow basically Tesla to be represented there. Instead, they invited General Motors, GM, GE, whatever. And here's the funny thing. He said he never spoke bad about them, but where he had 300,000 cars manufactured, and they didn't invite him. Instead, they invited General Motors that had only 26 cars. So 300,000 cars, they had 26 cars, yet the person who created 300,000 cars was not invited. The person with 26 cars was invited. So he was like, what do you expect? And then he also stated that he was close to Obama and means he was in favor of Obama. He met Obama, but he was not very happy with Joe Biden's politics. And I was surprised that he answered this question. He was asked, would you vote for Joe Biden or would you vote for Donald Trump? So he didn't say yes to Donald Trump, but he said, after keeping a little bit of silence, he said, I wouldn't vote for Joe Biden. So he clearly stated his stance. He was not very happy with Donald Trump, but then again, the better of two evils, like they say. Then point number 12 is he supported his relationship with China. And when he was asked by Andrew, why are you providing services to China, even though, you say free speech and you're a free speech absolutist and China doesn't allow. So he gave a brilliant answer where he said, you do your best to provide the services and you have to adhere to the laws of the country. And this was one of the major statements he had made, especially when India was bringing in censorship under the Modi government. So he operates in different countries, but he has to follow their laws, because if he doesn't, they will just ban Twitter or X altogether. Here's another bonus point. Every time Andrew kept saying the tweet or the post, it kept coming, the tweet or you tweeted. Finally, Elon Musk, early on the interview, he got irritated and he said, okay, if any one of you can come out with a better word other than extra post, or, because how do you grammatically make it a sentence? Because people are used to saying tweeted. He sent a tweet or he tweeted. So he's like, yeah, just let me know. So he opened up opinions from people. Give me a replacement instead of saying the word tweet. Because found it irritating that every time, instead of saying X, so finally Andrew tried to memorize that, put it in his head, and said, okay, you uploaded something on, or he said you posted something on X. He said post sounds so ugly. So he said, now you can even have a 3-hour video on X. So that is not a tweet. Okay. So anyway, so he supported China. He even praised China for the simple fact that he said, my major competition is from China. And he didn't have anything bad to say. So for the simple reason being is, obviously, China is an important market for him and he has to keep good relationship with them. He even has a factory over there. Andrew tried to get him to say something negative about China, but all he said was, what, that Starlink and SpaceX doesn't operate in China. Okay, so there is no clash of security, national security issue. In fact, he was asked about TikTok. Is it a national security threat? And he flatly denied it. He said it's AI is the one that is doing all the operations, and they tend to figure out your behavior patterns. That if you like a particular topic or something that is viral, it'll keep feeding you that so that you are stuck to it. And teenagers are normally addicted to TikTok, where they can sit up to 2 hours. So he made it very clear that its job, the AI's job, is to feed you viral videos where you will be just addicted to the phone and addicted to the app. And he completely, brushed aside that it is a national security threat. So I'm pretty sure the US government wouldn't like that very much, because, he's saying that, no, it's rubbish. It's not national security threat, a narrative which the Biden administration, or even Donald Trump for that matter, have been promulgating. Okay, next one is, this one I found shocking. Musk doesn't use patents. SpaceX and Tesla, they don't use patents. But I remember he sued one other company. You can check this in the news. He sued one other company stating that they took his patents. But here he was saying that both SpaceX and Tesla, he has made the technology open and anyone can use the patents. And that is where he was thrashing OpenAI. He said, you're supposed to be open source, but you're not actually open source. Even though he even stated that it's ironical. You state that you're open source. The name says open source, but you're not open source. So he said SpaceX is open source, Tesla is open source. Like anyone can take their technologies, even their supercharger system. It has open access. The charger technology is free for other manufacturers. So I don't know. I found it contradicting. Then why did he sue? I think one of his engineers went to his competitor and said he took the technology. So I found it a little bit of clash, what he claims and what he's saying. Point number 14 is he criticized the media. He said the media is totally biased against him, which is a fact. I checked it because nobody covered the exact excerpts of the interview. There was no way for me to verify the points just to make sure that they were correct. So I had to not only listen to it carefully, I had to make sure that these points were done proper. And last but not the least, he defended his actions. He said that, very clearly he said, out of 30,000 tweets, yes, there have been some which, have been less than perfect or he regrets. But what he was trying to say is they always focus on the one mistake. Like when I teach my students, I tell them white sheet, black dot. They'll always see the black dot. They'll not see the white sheet. Like 10 years, you can work for someone and do everything good. One mistake, everyone will remember that. That is why even if you see Bill Clinton, he did quite a number of good things for USA. But what is he famous for? Only Monica Lewinsky. So you can spend your whole life and do good for others, and you can have one mistake, sexual this thing or something. People only will remember that and they'll forget all the good. So that's the irony of things. So overall, these were the 15 points of Elon Musk, both in terms of his, Cybertruck launch and his this DealBook Conference Summit. Let me know, what do you think? Did I miss any points? Do you think the Cybertruck launch will be a success? Do you believe all these claims? And yeah, do you agree with me or disagree that there'll be a lot of, suing or court cases, which I think, because it sounds too good to be true, man. So that's one thing. And he is making a lot of claims, so he can get sued for it. And in terms of this interview, pretty bold of him to actually do it. Overall, I would just say pretty bold of him, pretty daring, nothing but respect that he could do it. Yes, all the media is focused only on him saying, go fuck yourself, to the sponsors, to the advertisers. But there was a lot more which I found out, and this is what I covered. So good, bad, ugly, let me know your thoughts. And if I missed out, let me know what those points are. And I would love to read your comments. Feel free. This is me signing off. You guys take care.